All right, so for this week, I'm going to do a bunch of kind of short-ish videos, just breaking it down into different steps. We're going to start this off by adding a pause feature to your game. Um, so let's get right into that. This should be pretty darn quick. We are going to we're going to add this to our game controller script. So let's open up our game controller. Um, and in the game controller, we're going to now add an update back in. And in here, we're going to. I don't know if I'll need a using or not. Um, if input get key down, and key code dot, we're going to do the letter P. So P for pause can be whatever you want it to be. We're using escape for something else right now. Normally you would kind of attach this to escape. So, think through what you want them to do. In this case, we're going to use P for pausing. So when the P is pressed, we're going to run this. And all we're going to do on this is time scale equals 0f. So we're setting the time scale to 0. That means the game technically is stopped. And so what we'll also do, what we're going to do to turn it back on, though, is we're going to use the button to turn it back on. You could just hit P again, attach this to a boolean. There's lots of ways of doing it. We're going to attach it to a button just because I think that's another good thing to learn. So we'll do a public void unpause game. And so we'll run that. And so to unpause it, we're just doing time scale equals 1f. That sets the time scale right back to where we were. All right, we've got that. Save this. Let's go back to Unity. And so that is now in our game controller. It's already attached. What we're going to want to do is actually we can test this real quick. So let's hit play. Let's make sure it's going to work. So we can test this just by shooting, so firing some shots. And then if I hit P, obviously you can't see, but you can now see the bullets here. They're not moving. All right, so that means pause is working correctly. Now we need to unpause. So we had our canvas for a shot counter, so we're just going to build off of that. So click on canvas, then we're going to right click UI, we're going to button text mesh pro, and we'll just call this the unpause button. And what we'll do is change the text on it. Where's the text? It is somewhere. Oh, it's because it's on another layer. So open up the child of the unpause button, and then we'll just say resume game. We'll drop our font size to, 18. That works. We'll bold it so it at least stands out a little bit more. That way I have a chance of being able to see it. And then we're going to attach, click back on the unpause button, And so on click, we're going to add, and we're going to connect to our game controller. And we're going to do our monoscript. That's not what I want. Hold on a second. Okay, what we actually want, we don't want this to be the script name. We want to, it's been a minute, we want to drag in to the on click our game object. So since the pause is attached to our game controller, which is attached to our game controller object, we'll drag our game controller here to the on click. And then under no function, we'll drop that down, go to game controller, which is our script. And then we're going to choose the unpause game. And save that. And then what we want to do, right, we don't want this button up all the time. And so we're going to, here in our game controller script, we're going to add in using Unity engine.ui so that we can do we'll do a serialized field, private button, and we'll call it pause button. And so then what we'll do when we press the pause, we'll set the time scale to 0. Right before we do that, we're going to do pause button dot set at what do I need to turn it on? Usually it's set active. That is active. Enabled equals true. That's going to turn it on. And then when we unpause the game, we're going to do pause button enabled false. That will turn it off. We don't want that button on the screen otherwise. So we'll save that. We'll go back into Unity. We'll go to our game controller. Now we've got our pause button, and we're just going to drag our pause button to it, or our unpause button. So oops, I'm going to hit the right buttons on my computer. Hit save, and we're going to then, actually we'll do it one more time. Clicking and selecting our unpause button, we're going to go up here in the inspector and uncheck that so it actually starts off as hidden, as not enabled. So we'll save that one more time. Now if we hit play, we should be able to shoot, P for pause, and our button should have appeared. It did not. Let's figure out why that didn't happen. Game controller, we have that there. Button, pause button. Let's see if it'll accept it this way instead. Let's try. We'll just leave that for now. Let's actually switch this to a game object. I don't know if this will matter. But we're going to give it a shot. And then we'll do, instead of enabled, set active, true. Set active, false. All right, let's see if that is going to accept the button as a game object. Okay, looks like it accepted it. Now, question was, will it work? So hit play. Not going to worry about shooting. We're just going to immediately hit P to pause. There we go. Now we get our button, click our button, and right back into the game. And then obviously you can pause as much as you want. You can see my bullet there's paused and unpause. Right now it's because I'm clicking the button and clicking the mouse button, which does the shoot input. We'd want to set up that if the game's paused, it doesn't shoot. That's not a big deal in this situation. But that could be something that maybe you'd want to do just to make it clear that you're just doing that. But at this point, that is how to pause your game and then unpause it. Perfect. So we're going to stop this video at this point, and then we're going to move on to the next video. So see you there.